My thoughts on the Alien Earth finale. Season 2. Season 2 is going to happen. They haven't made an official announcement, but apparently FX came to Noah Hawley and said, "We want you to focus on Alien and not Fargo. We need a season 2 for sure." But I will say one thing is that Fargo is on another level in terms of TV. I just think Fargo is probably one of the best shows. So definitely, if you love the Alien Earth, definitely check out Fargo because it's a better show. And there's like top quality Oscar winning cast every season. Like every season has really top actors, and you really see them act. You know how in movies you don't really see actors act? Well, in the Fargo series, you really see the actors use their acting skills. So, so in Alien Earth, but Alien Earth, of course, the Xenomorph and the other monsters, right? And the story of the crashed ship and the creatures, it really takes up your mind and your thoughts. Whereas in the Fargo series, it's really a character driven drama. So in Alien Earth. But they're different shows. Fargo is made in modern day, but I feel like Noah Hawley, when he's working on Fargo, he's on another level. And I feel like Legion was okay, it was watchable, and I thought that Fargo was on another level. And I thought Alien Earth was a great show, and but it was too short. You know, it was only 8 episodes long. The finale ends with you wanting more, right? And I think these TV seasons are too short. They have to go back to the original thing where they're making 20 episodes a season. So, the one thing after the finale about Alien Earth, I love the finale, I love the show. But my thought is it was too short, right? And there's a great shot in the finale of Yutani invading Prodigy's islands with the Weyland-Yutani dropships, right? And that was really cool. And I remember in Blade Runner or in Aliens, there was a reference in the past to something called the Corporate Wars, which this really reminds me of. And it would be cool to see Weyland-Yutani's troops dropping on the island and getting rid of these other creatures, right? They could even make that into a movie. We're probably going to see it off screen or something, but that scene that we see in the finale with all of Yutani's ships coming in, we have to see a movie of that. That's the alien movie I want to see. Now, Noah Hawley was doing an interview recently, and he mentioned how Dan Trachtenberg, the director of Predator Badlands, was the one preventing him from using any Yautja references on Alien Earth. And this is where Disney needs to come in and stop that. If Noah Hawley, who's an Oscar-winning showrunner, he's like won a bunch of awards for his shows. If he wants to use a Yautja reference, if he wants to use a reference to Predator, he should be allowed to. That's why 20th Century Fox and Disney have it all on one roof, so they can do crossovers. And even though I'm a fan of Dan Trachtenberg's movies. You know, I liked the second Cloverfield movie. He directed that. Um, you know, I liked Prey. I enjoyed Prey. I think he directed another movie that I also liked. I don't remember. Um, and I liked the animated Predator, that animated movie of Predator that we got. I thought that was done excellent. Um, the only thing is I'm kind of he made a statement tonight at the finale of Alien Earth. He made a statement saying, "Don't you're not gonna see any xenomorphs. There's no xenomorphs in Predator Badlands." All right, and super disappointing, right? Super disappointing that he would even say that, because you want to see, you want that expectation. You know, you want that chance that you're going to see a xenomorph, right? In a Predator movie. And then when you're watching an alien movie, you want the chance, like Alien Earth, you want the chance that there's going to be a Predator reference. All right? This isn't Dan Trachtenberg's franchise. You know, the Alien franchise isn't Dan Trachtenberg's franchise. And Noah Hawley, out of all the creators, right, working on Alien and Predator, Noah Hawley is the most talented one. He's the one who really knows how to put together a great story and put a franchise together. Dan Trachtenberg is okay as a writer and a director that you hire, but he needs somebody like Ridley Scott or a J.J. Abrams overseeing him. Those are my thoughts on it. I love Prey, but there's some things about the new Predator Badlands that really worry me. Alright? Like the look of the Predator and the fact that the Predators have lightsabers in the movie. You know, a Predator movie is supposed to be about the hunt. Okay? Not some big CGI kaiju. Alright? And the Predator is not a superhero. Alright? So, Alien Earth, what I loved is that it was super, it was super loyal to those first two movies. And there's plans for more than 2 seasons. Great. It should be like, they don't even have to end the show. It could be 20 seasons. You know, and then you make another Alien show. So we got 2 of them. You know, one ends, the other one starts. So I love this show. And basically it talks about how even though humanity can make robots and synthetic humanoids that look human, and there's different types of them. There's androids, there's cyborg synthetics. They're not really conscious. At the end of the day, they're a machine. Alright? And those sick kids that thought that their consciousness was being transferred to the synthetics, well, it's not really their consciousness. It's a digital copy of the personality, of the memories, down to the atom, a digital copy that is uploaded into these synthetics. But the people that you knew as humans actually died. And that's not them in the synthetic bodies. Alright? But the synthetics think they are. And that whole question of the show really is what makes the show really thought-provoking. You know, it makes you question things about life and death. And the show's a lot, has a message other than the Xenomorph. Okay? So I love the show. Can't believe we're not going to see a Xenomorph in Predator Badlands. I'm very disappointed about that. We should at least see something, some type of Xenomorph, a facehugger or something. Somewhere, you know, an alien, an ovomorph egg or something. But apparently not. He made a statement saying there are no Xenomorphs in Predator Badlands. We'll see about that. We'll see about that. But this show, great show, Alien Earth. I will say this is the finale should have been 2 hours. It shouldn't have been 1 hour. It should have been like 2 hours, and they should have had more Xenos because there was other eggs, but they left it for a season 2. They left it for a season 2. What's my opinion? Awesome. Great. How come Marvel didn't put out a show as good as this? You know? Or like, how come Star Wars didn't put out a show as good as this? So I gotta say, my 2 favorite shows this year have been Alien Earth, right? And I had another favorite show. Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Alien Earth. My 2 favorite shows. And there should be a Predator show. You know, it sucks that we have to wait another 2 years for another Alien movie or season. You know, like, we're not going to get an Alien Earth season 2 in 2026. And that sucks. They should be making that shit right now. They should be making that shit right now. And there should be some sort of Predator show. You know, a show about the Predator. And it should be made by the Alien Earth people. By the people doing Alien Earth. Not by Dan Trachtenberg. Let's see how this movie is. Let's see if it's any good. But if this movie is not very profitable, there needs to be different directors coming in and handling Predator. It can't just be Dan Trachtenberg handling. Because I'm not too impressed with what I've seen from Badlands. Loved Prey, but I'm not too impressed with what I've seen from Badlands. Alien Earth, great. Great. Check it out.